So guys, this is our final project, that is Twitter bot. So let's start to code our Twitter bot who will give like randomly to every people so that you can get some follow back, right? So before that, we obviously need to import our web driver. So we need to write over here from Selenium import web driver, right? And then we also need the keys. So from Selenium dot webdriver dot common dot keys import keys. Okay, and we also need sleep from time module, so we are going to import from sleep, sorry, from time import sleep. Okay, perfect. So let me first of all choose a perfect interpreter, that is the conda. Yeah, this one, fine. And now we're going to make a class. Okay, so class is equals to assume Twitter bot, and this will pass nothing. So I'll just use this clone, and inside this class we are going to make a function, the init function. But remember, this is not a unit test, right? So we don't need to write setup and tear down those kind of things. Okay, so we can just write this init to initialize some variables. Okay, so normal class. Okay, there is no rocket science, so you can just initialize a class, that is TwitterBot, and inside the init function we are going to we need username and password, right? So we can just write self dot username. Okay, and that will be equals to username. So we need to pass username and password as well. So username and password. Okay, these are the arguments. So yeah, self dot password, and that will be equals to password. For security reason, I made another another Python file which will contains my username and passwords. So I'll just pass those things over there, right? I'll not write my exact username and exact password inside this Python file. I made another file for that, and from there I'll import this username and password. Okay, and now we are going to open the Chrome browser, right? So self dot I can just write driver. Yeah, self dot driver will be equals to webdriver dot Chrome, and inside this we have to pass the path of it, right? So let's open that thing. So this is our path. I paste it over here, and that's it. Now we are going to make a function for login, because we have to log into the Twitter, right? So this is my Twitter account. Let's refresh this page. So yeah, you can see this is my Twitter account. So we have to open this Twitter, right? So over here we're going to make another function that will be nothing but the login. So it will actually logged into my Twitter account. So we need to pass self as well over here, and then we're going to write over here driver is equals to self dot driver, because instead of writing self dot driver every time, we can just directly write the driver. And then we are going to open the Twitter website, right? So driver dot get, and inside this we have to pass the URL of Twitter, that is https clone slash slash www, or I can directly write twitter.com. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to wait for some seconds so that the page loads properly. So we're going to use sleep of 2 seconds. Okay, that will be perfect, because it takes some time to load up the page properly, and depending on your internet connection you should set the time limit perfectly, because sometimes if you have a slow internet connection, then you may need to set the time to 10 second or 20 second, like that. Okay, so now I need to import my passwords and email ID, right? So that I can send it to that particular twitter.com section and it will logged into my account, right? So I save that into this password.py. So I'm going to import that particular Python file. So import password. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to initialize a variable, that is assume p, and that will be equals to password dot password. Okay, and now we are going to initialize a variable, that is email, and that will be equals to p dot return email. So now I need one more variable, assume that is password. okay, and that will be equals to p dot return pass. Okay, perfect. And now let's try to run this particular Python file so that we can see whether it is loading the twitter.com or not. So for that I just need to set a variable, so I'll just write over here refinder. Okay, refinder is equals to twitter bot, and in the parentheses we have to pass the username and password. So username is my email id. Okay, instead of writing username I can write my email id over here. Okay, and here also it is email, and yeah, perfect. So the username is equals to my email id, right? So we have to pass the email id and the password. So password, yeah. So now we have to run this cell, so I'll just write over here refinder dot login, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So let's run this cell and see whether it's working or not. So you can see, yeah, it opened this Twitter Chrome driver. Now it is loading twitter.com. Okay, let me increase the size. Yeah, so this is the twitter.com/explore. I think by default it open up this particular page, and here we have to send our username and password over this section so that it can log in properly, right? So let's inspect this username and password section. So you can see, okay, so this is that particular input tag for the username or email id. So from here I'll just copy the XPath of it, copy XPath, and let's go into our Python file. And here after waiting for 2 seconds, so instead of waiting for 2 seconds I'll just make it for 5 seconds so that the page loads exactly what I wanted. And then we are going to write one variable, that is assume username or user is equals to driver dot find element by XPath, and in the inside the parenthesis we have to write the particular XPath. And I need to change this double quotation with single quotation because you can't write double quotation 2 times in a particular line, right? So after that we are going to send the keys, right? The keys is actually the username and the password. So here we have to send the username, right? That particular section we have to send the username. So here we are going to write user dot send keys. Where is that? Send keys, yeah. And here I'm going to write self dot user name. Okay, and then we have to find the XPath of the password section. So I'll just write over here pass w. Okay, that is equals to password, and that will be equals to driver dot find element by XPath. So let's find out that particular section. So this is the section. This is where is that? Okay, so this is the section. I need to copy the XPath of it and oops, yeah, paste it over here. And also I need to change the double quotation with single quotation. And after that, okay, we're going to send the password, right? So send keys equals to self dot password. Okay, so oh, yeah, it looks fine. We can do one more thing, that before sending the username and password to that particular section we can clear that particular section, so that if there is something present in that particular section it will clear that out, right? So we can just write over here user dot clear. Okay, and similarly over here we need to write pass w dot clear. Okay, so after sending the username and password we have to click on this particular login button, right? So let's inspect that thing as well. So you can see this is the login button. Let's go inside this, and this is actually a span. Okay, yeah, so this is the button, this div is the button. So the role is button. We can obviously, there is no class and id, so I have to copy the XPath of it, and I'll just make a variable over here, and that will be login, and that is equals to driver dot find element by XPath. And here also I need to paste that particular XPath and change the double quotation with single quotations. Perfect. And now we have to click on that, right? So login dot click. Okay, So let's see whether it is working or not. So it should log into my account, right? So let's close this Chrome driver and let's run this run this Python file again. Okay. So yeah, you can see it opened up this automated browser. Now it is loading twitter.com. Let me, I guess, increase the size. Yeah, you can see it send out my email ID and yeah, boom, it logged into my account. So after login, we have to wait for 3 seconds for now. Yeah, 3 seconds will be perfect. And now we're going to make one more function, and that will be like like the tweets randomly. Okay, so we're going to write the function name is def like tweet. Okay, and it will also pass self, and inside this function we have to write driver is equals to self dot driver. And before liking that particular tweet, we have to first of all let's search for something. For example, if I search for Selenium, you can see the link becomes twitter.com/search question mark q equals to then that particular word, then some some random words. So again, let me search for something else, for example Python, and yeah, you can see only that particular section is changed with Python instead of writing Selenium, right? So we can just pass one more parameter over here, that is search for. Okay, so this will nothing but like if you search for Selenium, it will open all the tweets related to Selenium. If you search for Python, it will open all the tweets related to Python. So yeah, so let's write over here driver dot get, and inside the parentheses we have to pass this particular section. First of all, let me just copy it out and paste it over here inside this quotation, and then we have to write a plus, and now it will be the keyword which you search for. Like we search for Python, so now it is Python, right? So if you search for Selenium, it will be Selenium over here, right? So we have to write search for, and then again a plus, then again quotation, and now we have to copy and paste the rest of the letters, right? Copy and paste it over here. Okay, so it will actually open up whatever you search for inside that Twitter in your Twitter account. Okay, so after searching for that particular thing, for example we have searched for Python. So now after searching for that thing, we will wait for few seconds. Okay, so sleep dot 3, yeah, that's perfect. And if you notice one thing, that it instantly doesn't load all the tweets, right? If you scroll down a bit, it will load again few more tweets, then again if you scroll down a bit, it will load few more tweets, right? So you have to scroll down a few more times, right? So like 1 or 2 times, so that you can get at least of 6 or 7 tweets. Okay, so for that we're going to write driver dot execute script, because we already learned how to scroll down a page, right? How to scroll down to the end of a particular page, we already learned about that, so we are going to use that thing. Okay, so we have to write over here window then dot scroll to, and then inside the parenthesis we will start from the 0, and then we will go till like the height of the particular page, right? So document dot body dot scroll height, and yeah, that's it. So we have, it will actually perform like it will scroll down to the end of the page for one time, right? So we want 2 or 3 times perform like scroll down to the end of the page, then it will load few more tweets, then it will scroll down to the end of the page, then again it will load few more tweets, right? So we have to use over here a for loop. So for I in the range of 1, 3, that means it will perform 2 times. Yeah, and this line should be inside the for loop, and that's it. And after that, okay, every time after loading the scroll height, we have to wait for a few seconds, so that the tweets get load up properly. Okay, and now we are going to find the id or xpath of this like button, so that we can like on these tweets, right? So if you go into inspect, you can see, okay, Yeah, so you can see the data test ID is like, okay, for everyone. You can see this is also a like button, and if you go into over here, you can see the data test ID is like. Okay, so we have to find all the like buttons initially. Okay, so we'll just need to write likes is equals to, that means all the like buttons. Okay, so driver dot find element by XPath, actually find elements because we want to fetch all the likes, right? So find elements by XPath, and inside the parentheses we have to write slash slash div, and then a box bracket, and inside this we have to write, let me just copy it out, data test ID, right? So I'll just copy this whole thing. Okay, copy and paste it over here. Yeah, so now we have to change this double quotation with single quotation. Fine. So now it fetched all the like buttons, right? So we are going to click on that like button. So if you click on a particular like button, it will give a like, right? So we have to write for like in likes. We're going to click on that like. So like dot click. That's it. Now after that we will just wait for 2-3 second more. Okay, and yeah, that's it. So let's try to run it. Let's clear the terminal. Let's close this automated browser and let's try to run this code. Okay, so you can see it opened up the automated browser. Now it is loading twitter.com. Now it should log into my account. Okay, so you can see it logged into my account. Now it is going to search for the keyword. Okay, yeah, it searched for the keyword Python. Now it is scrolling down a little bit so that it can load up all the pages, all the tweets actually. And now if I go up, okay, I guess, yeah, there is an error. Okay, so it didn't perform the like operation. That is because it actually didn't log into my account. You can see we are getting this login and sign up options because we are not logged in properly. So whenever it click on the like, it asks for login and sign up. Then it cannot find the second like button. That's why it is throwing this error. Okay, so yeah, I think there is some mistake while sending the email ID and password. So let's close this automated browser and let's rerun this cell again after clearing the terminal. Yeah, let's run this cell again, run this Python file again. Okay, yeah, so you can see it opened up the twitter.com. Fine, now it should send my email and password. Yeah, it's working. Now it should logged into my account. Yeah, it perfectly logged into my account. Now it is going to search for Python keyword. Yeah, so you can see it searched for the Python keyword and it load a few tweets, and now let's see. Okay, it is still running, so it should give the like buttons, right? Let's see. Yeah, you can see it gave this like button over here, but it didn't like this particular post, particular tweet, right? So you can see it it is liking but randomly. You can see it like this one, then this one, but not everyone. So I think there is some mistake. So let's find out what's the, yeah, there is an error. Okay, so actually I guess we are getting this error, that is because after loading the few tweets, that means after reaching this particular section, assume we reach this particular section, right? So we have to move to the top of it so that it can run this like code, right? It first like this one, then like this one. Yeah, so we have to move to the top of the screen, right? So for that we have to use one more command, that is find element by body, then send keys is control plus home. So if you are in Windows and if you click control plus home simultaneously, it will reach to the, you know, it will reach to the top of the particular page. Okay, so similarly if you are in Mac, you can just press command plus home, that will reach to the top of the screen. So we have to do that. Okay, so that's why we're writing control plus home, because I'm in Windows, but if you are in Mac, you can just write command. Okay, this one command, oops, command, you know, this one. Okay, so since I'm in Windows, I just need to write control. fine. And so let's run this code. So let me close this automated browser and let's run this code. I'll just search for Selenium now. Okay, instead of writing Python, we will just write Selenium. Okay, perfect. So let's run this code. So you can see it open this automated browser. Now it's loading twitter.com. Now it should log into my account. Yeah, perfect. Now it is going to search for Selenium keyword. Yep. So you can see it search for the Selenium keyword. Okay. Again, it came back to the home screen. Why is that? Let me just check it out. Okay, so we are getting that particular error, that is because of this line. So because of this line, it is actually log out your account. Okay, so we can do one more thing, that is to find out this particular section, this particular input tag, and I'll copy this one, copy the XPath of it. Okay, fine. Now we're going to write, instead of writing this line, we'll just write over here search box is equals to driver dot find element by XPath, and here we'll paste that link and change it with single quotation. Okay, fine. And after that, we are going to, send the key, send the search key, which is, for now it's Python, or sorry, it's Selenium. So we're going to send that key. So search box dot send keys, and inside this we are going to write search for. Okay, that's it. And then we're going to click enter, because after searching for some keyword like Selenium over here, we have to press enter so that it can load the tweets related to the Selenium, right? So yeah, we have to write over here search box dot send keys, and here we are going to write keys dot return. Okay, return means enter, so we have to press enter to search for that particular keyword, right? So yeah, let's run this code again. So you can see it is loading twitter.com. Now it should log into my account. Yeah, perfect. So now you can see it logged into my account. Now it's going to search for Selenium. Yep. So you can see it searched for Selenium. Now it should load few more pages. And after loading few more pages, it should go at the top of the screen. So you can see it started liking the post. You can see it like this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. Okay, so now it is liking all the posts. Okay, now it is not missing anyone, right? So it's liked all the posts. Fine. So now in this way you can, make a bot which will like all the posts of random people. Then maybe after liking their post, maybe they will follow you back, and in this way you can increase your followers. Okay.